Okay, so what's the depth of the wideness of the veranda? Because we are not given here, so it means I'll have to go back to my floor plan there. So I'll measure from the external wall to where the veranda end, right? I'll take my ruler there and measure that length there. It's 24, so I'll multiply that 24 by 50 because the scale for the floor plan is 1:50. So I'll just say 24 multiplied by 50, which is 1200. That's the real life dimension, 1200. And then I'll divide that by 20, which is 60. So I'll just draw a light construction line there, then measure 60. That's the wideness of the veranda. Make a point, then obviously I'll just draw a vertical line there. Okay, and then from there going down it's 400, so 400 divided by 20, it's 20, so measure 20 there, draw a line. All right, okay, and then let's see. Okay, the ground level, so we'll use this as the ground level. The ground level is there. Okay, so the veranda ends there, so here I can just draw an outline to there. Okay, and then from the ground level going up it's 150, so 150 divided by 20 is 7.5, so measure 7.5 there, mark a point, draw a line like that. So this is the step. So the step, how wide is it? It's 300, right? So we'll say 300 divided by 20, which is 15. So on that line I'll measure 15, mark a point, so that's where the step is. Draw that in, and draw the horizontal line in there. And then the ground level is there. This goes down to there. Okay, so because this is concrete, so I'll have to hatch that part. Just draw small triangles. To show that this is concrete. Okay, so now I can just draw in the post there. Okay, so I'll just draw a vertical line there, light construction. So the thickness of that post we are given, it's 150. 150 again, it's 7.5, right? Divided by 20, it's 7.5. So measure 7.5 there. Draw a vertical line there. Okay, so I drew the two vertical lines, which is these two lines. Okay, so now I'll just go back to the roof detail. We are given here that the beam width at 300 millimeters overhang, so it means it's the gap from the post to where the beam end. All right, so it's 300, so I'll divide that by 20, which is 15. So from here going out I'll measure 15 like that. Okay, and then I'll just draw a vertical line there, so that's the overhang. Okay, let's see, that's the beam there. So so I'll have to draw in that part. So okay, because I have the roof sheet, it's this double lines there. All right, and then under the roof sheet we have that small square there. This is the paling, so it's 40 by 40. All right, so it means the height, the gap there, it's 40. So when I divide 40 by 20, it's 2, so it means I'll measure 2 again there. All right, then place align my set square with that line there, and then put the other one, and then slide it down to that point. Draw a line like that, so that gap is for the paling. Okay, and then under that paling is the beam. All right, so the beam, we are given that it's 80 by 40, so it means I'll divide that 80 by 20. I get 4, so I'll measure 4, the gap for that beam there, it's 4. Then I'll align my set square with that line there, put the other one, then slide it down to that point for the beam, just like that. So I needed the beam, so it means I can just draw a line from the overhang like that. So this is the beam, it's this section, it's this beam here. Okay, so now it means the post, it ends where there, it touches the beam there. All right, so I'll just draw a straight line there, and then draw a horizontal line there, like construction, like that. Okay, and then there I have the support beam, which is 150 by 50. So 50 divided by 20 is 2.5. So right in the middle of the post there. So this is 7 point something. I'll mark a midpoint there. So 2.5 is from there to there. Okay, so just draw 2 lines there, and then going down it's 150, because we are given that it's 150 by 50, the thickness is 50, so this is the 50, which is 2.5, and then 150 divided by 20 is 7.5, so measure that 7.5 going down. Okay, it's there, so just draw it in. Like that. Okay, and then I can draw the depth of the post, and then this is the beam. Okay, and then I also have the beam here, so mark a midpoint, so I have to draw the support beam as well there. All right, so I marked the midpoint there. Remember, it's 150 the depth, so it's 7.5. So from that, mark a point up there and down there, and then draw a line out, and then the thickness is 2.5. I'll measure 2.5 there and draw it in. And then extend this beam like that. Okay, so now I can just place the paling there, so it's 40 by 40, so I already have the gap there. So what I can do is I'll measure 3 millimeters, and then that's where I'll measure the 2, then I'll just draw the small square there. I'll just draw a perpendicular line there. That's where the roof sheet will end. Okay, so I have a line there and a line there. Okay, so I have to add the fascia board. Alright, the fascia board is 200 by 20. The thickness of the fascia board it's 1. So just draw that in. So 200 divided by 20 is 10. So from there, the fascia board it's 200. Okay, so measure 5 going up, 5 down. So just draw that in, actually I have to extend the roof sheet a little bit because it must go over the fascia board. So I'll just extend it a little bit, and then yeah, draw a line there. Just like that. Okay, so that's the lean-to roof detail. Alright, so it means I'm done with that roof part. Alright, so now I'll just go back to the veranda. I have to add the wooden railing. Alright, okay, so it starts from the finished floor level, going up it's 700. So I'll just draw an outline there. The thickness of that wooden part, it's 50, so it's 2.5. So 2.5, draw a line like that, and then 700 divided by 20, it's 35. So it's 35 from there going up, 35 is there. Draw a line there, and then 50 divided by 20, it's 2.5. Draw that wooden piece there like that, and then I'll just draw the cross bracing there. The thickness is 2.5. Just like that, and then draw a line as well from here going down. The thickness of that it's 2.5. Just like that. Okay, so I'm almost there, so I'm just left with the labeling. So remember they said I must label the finished floor level, so the finished floor level is right there. So what I can do is I can just draw that small triangle there, and label that the finished floor level. Alright, then I also have the DPC. The DPC is right there. So it's DPC. Then the ground level, the natural ground level, NGL. it's there. And then I'll also have to hatch this part here. What I can do is I'll just draw lines like that. Just create blocks so that I can hatch. Okay, so I'll just add the hatching. Okay, because they said we can use freehand. That's how I do it. Straightforward. Yeah, that's it. What else? Let me just go back to my question. Foundation, the veranda, roof detail. Okay, and then yeah, that's it. So this is the complete sectional elevation, right?